For almost a decade now, I've said multiple times how the worst content on YouTube comes from YouTube pranksters. There is nothing more deplorable, heinous, or dog shit than a YouTuber doing pranks. Watching a prank video is more painful than walking in on your significant other cheating on you. There's only two unforgivable sins in the Lord's eyes, and one of them is watching pranksters, and the second one is not liking anime. It's just so fucking gross. This shit is so bad. Really fucking terrible. And the douchebags behind the prank channels are some of the most insufferable assholes the internet has to offer. The man who goatseed himself is probably a more likable content creator than the entirety of the YouTube pranksters combined. His asshole has more personality than all of the androids behind these garbage prank videos. It's truly abhorrent stuff. And you know what I'm talking about, the walking around in public and pissing on people's shoes and then saying, it's just a prank, bro, so they can't get mad at me. And if they get mad, they're the bad guy. I'm the victim here. I told him it was a prank. I don't know why he's upset. I just spit in his face. That kind of douchebag. Or swapping grandma's medicine out with ketamine, gone sexual. The worst people on the internet are the ones that are pulling pranks. Now, of course, they're all fake, but not every child knows that. And today, I'm going to tell you the story about a kid named Timothy Welks. Timothy Welks was a 20-year-old kid in Tennessee who grew up watching YouTube pranksters and aspired to be one himself. But he was never in on the joke. He never believed Santa Claus was fake. He thought the pranks he was seeing was real. And he had a plan to become a YouTube sensation prankster. His plan was to charge a family with butcher knives wearing a mask, and when he pulled this prank off 2 days ago, he was fatally shot and killed. What's especially wild about this story is this kind of prank, the robbery prank, isn't some unknown, taboo, uncharted territory kind of thing. He wasn't like Christopher Columbus discovering a new type of prank. This man was doing a very common prank. The robbery prank is one of the most common ones these insufferable assholes on YouTube will do, where they stage a robbery as a prank. They'll charge people with weapons like a fucking chainsaw or sometimes unloaded weapons or blades and shit while they're dressed as like Scary Steve from Minecraft and be like, give me your wallet and all your condoms, shit like this, and like shake them down for it. And then they'll be like, oh, it's just a prank, bro, you're not actually getting robbed. And like, oh, you jokesters, oh, you rapscallions, and that's the whole video. It's absolutely fucking terrible, but the people they prank are obviously in on it. It's all staged. Timothy Wilkes and other people like him don't know that. So Timothy chose someone that wasn't in on it, and he charged them with butcher knives as he was dressed up like he was from fucking Comic-Con, and he was shot and killed. And I don't know if this is real, but there is a source that was released by one of the publications that said it was the audio from the incident. And since this was filmed for a prank, there is clearly film of it that exists. But that hasn't been released. But I did hear audio. And his last words after the gunshots were, it's just a prank, bro, as he was dying and crying. I don't know if that's real, but there is no doubt in my mind when this did happen, he absolutely shouted, it's just a prank, bro. And those were most likely some of his last words. That is some of the saddest shit. You couldn't write a more poetically pitiful conclusion. To have been misled by these awful people on the internet to such a degree that you end up giving your life for the sake of a fucking prank. What an awful, awful, awful way to go out. The person I feel the most bad for is, of course, the man that shot him. He was a guy that was just acting in self-defense. He saw two people, Timothy Wilkes and his friend, both dressed up in masks, charging him with butcher knives, and he armed himself and shot. The dude's not like James Bond or Rambo. He wasn't going around hunting bad guys. He was getting charged by two people he didn't know with knives, so he armed himself and defended himself. And luckily he hasn't been charged with anything because he shouldn't be. It was clearly self-defense. Timothy Wilkes and his group were 100% in the wrong here, and it takes a real fucking psychopath to pull a prank like this. It takes someone extremely delusional to think that this is somehow an okay prank or anything like that. These fucking pranks are so stupid. The punchline is literally, ha ha ha, you thought you were about to die. Now, of course, in all the other ones, it's all fake and the people are clearly in on it. But in a case like this, Timothy Wilkes literally thought this was going to be a good prank. Like, he'd go up to these people, make them fear for their lives, and then at the end they'd all be laughing, slapping ass, and then grabbing themselves a little beer or something. I just don't understand how someone could be so incredibly delusional. It's baffling. It's absolutely shocking and disturbing that someone could actually think that charging strangers with a butcher knife and then saying it's just a prank would make everything okay. It's fucking wild. But yeah, I wanted to just talk about this story a little bit because for years now I've mentioned how these insufferable asshole YouTubers that command their audience of 11-year-olds literally brainwash them into thinking horrible things are okay or normal, and that a lot of these kids don't recognize that the shit they do is fake, and that's bad and dangerous. And this is exactly what I was talking about. Timothy Wilkes isn't the only kid that believes the pranks he sees on YouTube are real. I'm sure there's others, but none of the other ones are crazy enough to charge people with knives and wearing masks like it's the fucking purge. So it's just one of those freak things that was always going to happen when you have absolute fucking degenerates making dog shit pranks where they're like kidnapping their friends and putting them through Saw games and then saying it's just a prank at the end and then everyone's all smiles. Fucking ripping their dick off and then just saying it's a prank and they're like, oh shit, you got me. Yeah, my penis is gone. Should have seen it coming. That was a fucking epic prank, friend. It's crazy. Fucking crazy. Horrible situation here, and I feel horrible for the guy that ended up killing Timothy in self-defense. That's gotta be a traumatic experience for him, and, well, it's just a situation that should have never happened in the first place. Terrible. That's it. See ya.